Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Monday, May 3rd, 2021. We're in the first day of the new trading month of May, and we are in the last hour of the current trading day. I mention this each day, but at the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in, they take control of the price from the day traders and the algorithms who control it during the day. I consider what the large financial institutions do with the price at the end of the day to be a long-term edge in your trading. In other words, I believe they move the price to the most valid level of the day, and therefore it helps you to make your buying and selling decisions based upon what that final closing price is, or very close to the final closing price, as far as looking at your levels of whether you're getting in something, getting out of something. So I really do believe it is a long-term edge in your trading, and so that's why I make the majority of my buying and selling decisions right at the end of the day. So thank you all for coming. It's nice to see everyone. I appreciate you being here. I'm so grateful that we have such a great group of traders and so many people that contribute so many great things to the podcast, like Frank with his poems, and Kamal with his scanner, and Steve Burns just with his observations and pointing out good crossover trades or other type of trades as well. So among many more. So currently the Dow is up 295 points. Big day up on the Dow, up 0.87%. On the NASDAQ, we do have a bit of a divergence. You hear me throw that word around a lot, but we are currently down on the NASDAQ 42 points after being up. And the S&P is up 20 points, about a 0.5%. So I hope you all had a good weekend. I hope you had some rest, did some fun things. Got out, maybe got a little exercise, studied your charts a little bit. But again, thank you all for coming today. I really appreciate it. So here is the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, we'll talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them going forward. I did have a day trade today on Apple that I will share with you as well on the 25-minute chart. After that, some of my students like me to put up their positions up on the board. So we will go through each one of those. We'll take a look and we'll see how those are doing. It looks like a mixed bag. But we'll go through each one and we'll check them all out. After that, I have gone down through my watch list. I have gone down through the results of Kamal's scanner. I have narrowed down some potential end of day trades. I do have 3 requirements before I'm looking to enter any trade. The first requirement is I have to have a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Secondly, I need to have a good risk to reward ratio based upon strong and valid support below me and strong and likely resistance above me. And I have to quickly look and do the math and say, do I have at least 2 times to the upside compared to what I'm willing to lose on the downside? Those are called asymmetrical trades, and they're very important. But again, if I'm going to risk $100 to the downside, I need to be able to make at least 200 or more to the upside. And then number 3, always please make sure that you have a total trade plan in place before you hit that buy button. How many shares am I going to buy depending on what the current market volatility is? That will influence that. Where's my emergency stop if everything goes south? Where's my end of stop if it closes below a level at the end of the day? Where are my profit targets if I choose to take partial profits during the day if it starts going your way? Where are my key overhead resistance levels to look for? And also, do you have a trailing stop protocol or trading stop rules in place to help you lock in profits if you have a trade that's nice and extended and going your way but starts turning around? You don't want to give it all back. So please have a complete trading plan. If there's anything I can help you with in regards to that, please let me know. Okay. So I'm going to go down through the end of day candidates and I'm going to look for those 3 requirements. I'm also going to overlay it onto the current positions I have as well. Because even if I have a great setup and I already have, let's say there's a great tech setup, but I already have 2 tech stocks, am I personally going to add another one? No, I'm not, because I'm very aware and very sensitive alternative to correlations. I like to have uncorrelated stocks. As a rule, I'll have 2 tech stocks, yes. But am I going to have 5 tech stocks? No. Am I going to have 3 tech stocks? Probably not. It probably depends on the company and what part of tech they're involved in. But I do like to get outside of tech: gold, bonds, silver, oil, get out of equities and get into some other instruments that are less correlated. In my opinion, trading multiple time frames, trading multiple and different and diversified types of industries, and also trading multiple and different kinds of strategies is the best way to go for long-term trading. So, all right. So after that, oh, I forgot. Before we go down through the watch list, we're going to talk a little bit about trader psychology. You know, I like to spend a few minutes every day, just talk a little nugget of good trading psychology, trading words of wisdom, just something to get outside of charts and get into other topics, but mainly trader psychology, which really is the most important skill you'll ever learn. And for those of you who've been out there trading for a while, you know, that's the most important skill, being able to create a plan and then follow your plan without deviation. So I will go through the end of the day potential candidates. If I find something, I will buy it right before the close of the market. And then after the market closes, if anybody has any questions for me, please just let me know. I'm happy to answer them. I'm happy to clarify anything I discussed today. If it wasn't clear, if you have any stock symbols that you would like me to look at, I'm very happy to look at those before the market closes. Just put them in the live stream chat with an emoji, and I'll do my very best to get to them before the close. All right. And then lastly, if any of my students do have any new entries or exits they would like me to update on the board, if you could just please be so kind and wait till the end of the day. So I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, pressure's off, and we'll spend as much time as we need getting to those. Okay. So, all right, I'm going to run the US legal disclaimer, and I'll be back in about 40 seconds. See you in a few. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, well, let's see who is here today. Let me make sure my mic is on. It is. All right, Lova is here. Nice to see you as always, Lova. Hope you had a nice weekend. Kamal, good to see you, my friend. Hope you also had a nice weekend. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel, my friend. Dan is here. Hi, Greg and Gossett Group. Hi, Dan. Good to see you. Hope you are having a good day there in Florida. David is here. Hi, Greg and Group. Hi, David. Hope you're having a good day in Colorado. Kuda, how you doing, Kuda? Kuda says, hello, Greg, new here. Quick question. I trade currencies. Can I apply these lessons with currencies as well, or are they best suited for stocks? Look, if I traded currencies, I would use the same approach as Kuda. It's all about identifying levels, strong support levels like the 200, 250, 30 RSI, looking for crossovers, looking for V1, V2 patterns. So yes, the best strategies, the best trading approaches, and the best trading strategies are what we call robust. And robust means it works on any time frame. It works on any, whether it's stock or Forex or futures. A good trading strategy will be robust on anything you trade and on any time frame. So yes, and thank you, Kuda, for coming. I appreciate you being here. If there's anything else I can help you with, please let me know. Paxton is here. Hi, Packy. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you are having a good day. Lova says CIEN bounced at the 200 and near the negative third ATR channel. For the past year, it's gone up after each 200 SMA support. SMA crossover. Weekly has 50 SMA support. Well, excellent. That sounds good. Let's take a look at it and see. What is it? CIEN. And you bring up a good point there, Lava. Um, if it's bouncing at the 200 here, look in the past and see whether it respected that 200 back there. And most likely, if it respected the previous, there's a better chance than not that it would respect the current. What are we at? We're at 39.01. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly is holding the 50 SMA, not holding the 50 RSI, but it is holding the 50 SMA. Rejected the 50 SMA on the weekly, and then on the daily, it's holding. It's not too bad. Honestly, it's really not too bad. And it rejected the 250-day moving average as well. And as you mentioned, it is above the negative third ATR channel. So pretty decent risk to reward ratio there. And I do like the weekly with the rejection of the 50 SMA. That's a nice confluence, and it's in the value zone on the weekly as well. Let's look at the monthly. Monthly's up there pretty good, but it's moved back down nicely. So there was some support down at that level, and that 200-day moving average gives you a good decent risk to reward ratio, and it gives you a very defined line in the sand, in above, out below. Gary says, hello, Greg and all. Good to see you. Gary, hope you had a good weekend, my friend, with the family. Christopher is here. Good to see you from 10-Minute Stock Trader. Hey, everyone. Chris, I just want to give you a little plug and just remind everybody out there that Chris has a great channel on YouTube. It's called 10-Minute Stock Trader. He interviews different type of traders from around the world. He does an excellent job. He's had great people on there like Steve Burns and Mark Minervini and all sorts of good stuff. And his guest list just keeps improving and to the topics that he discussed. So check him out and go follow him over on YouTube, 10-Minute Stock Trader. But hope you're doing well, Christopher. Jonathan says, evening, Greg and Group. Missed our Sunday night sessions. I did as well. I was so used to having Sunday night lessons with Jonathan, but we got it all wrapped up. But Jonathan, you did an excellent job. I think you have a great potential future as a trader. But hope you're doing well. Please say hi to your children and say hi to your wife for me. They were very nice. All right, well, let's get started. AGQ. All right, so big day on AGQ. Gary and I did take AGQ with this. This is on the weekly bars, everyone. This is a weekly chart. So return to value, sideways motion, false breakout to the downside, V2, under 50 RSI, over 50 RSI, under 50, over 50. Bought this here at 43.96. It is up 8.01% just today. Moved up, took some profits. Unfortunately, I had to sell half of my position on Friday. My rules called for it because it was above the 50 RSI and closed back below. But, good to concentrate on the positive. I still have half the position. And so far, from entry to current price, up 11.28%. So pretty good, and great day today for Gary and myself. Budweiser is a monthly trade. Johan, Frank, Gary, David, and myself did take Budweiser. We took a higher low V2 in the value zone at 62.91 while MACD was positive. That's, to me, this is a big difference. Higher low V1s, V2s if MACD is positive compared to if they're negative. But bought it here at 62.91 at 71.65. And again, this is on a monthly, these are monthly charts, but this is up 12.53% as well. Goldman Sachs. All right. David and myself, I took a half position, took Goldman Sachs with a 520 crossover here at 335.28. Moved up nicely. I bought it with the 520 crossover in the value zone, moved up nicely, took some profits. I have a rule, if I ever have the price of any bar closes below both the 5 and the 20, because those are the moving averages I use to take the trade. If it closes below both the 5 and the 20, it's a bit of a bad sign. I want to play a little defense with that. I did take off half the position here, but again, I kept the other half, thankfully, because this has been a monster run up. Hit a profit target here today at 351.84. I'm in trailing stop mode. I'm looking for a rejection of the 70 RSI. I would get out of half. If I have a close below the previous day's low, after it rejected the 70, I would get out of the other half. Alternatively, we are extended above the 5 EMA. If we close below the 5 EMA now, being that it was above 65 RSI, if we close below the 5 EMA, I will just exit the trade and get out of the trade. But this particular trade, if we just take entry to current price, up 4.81%. All right, JetBlue, not so hot tamale here. Paxton and Tracy, David and myself did take JetBlue on Friday. False breakout to the downside, bullish engulfing bar, V1, rejection of the -1 ATR channel. I bought it here at 2037. It's 1975. It's down 3% today. So this red line is halfway of the washout bar. Today, if it closes below this red line at 2006, I'm just going to have to follow my rules, follow my protocols, and get out of the trade with a loss. But that's how it goes, right? All right. CarMax. I did buy CarMax back here at 131.21 with this 520 crossover. 131.21 moved up nicely. Got to my trailing stop level of 1.5 ATRs. Did hit 3 profit targets today. Unbelievable. One at 134.63, one at 135.93, and one at 137.23. It's currently 136.70. I'm definitely in trailing stop mode. I'm looking for a rejection of the 70 RSI to the upside. Alternatively, close below the previous day's low. I would sell half, and if we close below this 5 EMA, I will go ahead and just lock in profits. But this has been a great trade. It's up 2.49% today, and so far this trade is up 3.92%. Netflix. All right, I did buy Netflix. I like this setup with the big move down. I like the sideways motion. I like the false breakout to the downside. I bought it specifically with the rejection of the 250-day moving average and the false breakout to the downside and the V1. I bought it at 508.63. Moved up nicely on Friday. I think I hit one profit target. I can't remember. I almost hit one profit target here. Look at this. The high of the day was 518.95. And my profit target was 519.85. So I missed it by about 30 cents, and then it reversed back down. Again, I am keying off of the 250-day moving average. So it is down on the day, but it is slightly up on the trade, and my end of day stop on this will be the 250-day moving average. SPY, of course, I do buy the SPY every day at the close. I hold it overnight. I take the overnight risk. I sell it first thing the next morning. And this was a great one. I bought this on Friday at 417.30, sold it at the open at 419.41 for a nice little over the weekend gapper. Got out. Don't care what it does now, but I will buy this again today at the close. Did my end of month numbers, and this approach was again profitable for April, so I'm grateful for that. UNG. All right, another monthly trade. David, Paxton, and I took UNG with this higher low V2 back in the value zone while MACD was positive. I bought it at 1052. It's currently 1061. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it is up 0.95% today on the trade already. But again, this is a monthly bar. So you can see I have weekly trades on AGQ. I have monthly trades on Bud. I have daily trades on Goldman Sachs, JetBlue, CarMax, Netflix, and another monthly trade on UNG. So you see how I mix it up, right? And then to mix it up even more, of course, I day trade as well. I took this trade on Apple. I shorted Apple on the 25-minute bar when we rejected the 200-day moving average twice, and the 250, by the way. I shorted at 133.45. Next 25-minute bar, I covered half at 132.94. Continuing to move down, I covered another half of a half at 132.59. Covered another half of a half here at 132.34. Then it finally closed above the previous day's high. So that last one is 132.77. So, okay, let me make sure I have this. I shorted at 133.45, covered at 132.94, covered at 132.77, covered at 132.59, covered at 132.34. So not a bad little, not a lot of day trading today, but not a bad short here on Apple on the 25-minute bar. All right, let's take a look here at ALK. Bruce has ALK. Bought this on Friday with the false breakout to the downside and the V1. This is doing much better than JetBlue, so I'm glad Bruce is in this one, not over in JetBlue. He bought at 69.12. It is 68.88. It is slightly down on the day. It's down 26 cents, 0.39%. So it is down on the trade slightly and down on the day slightly, but it held up much better than JetBlue. CGC. All right, Tracy bought CGC with the bounce of the 200-day moving average, bought it at 27.15, moved up, and then we had a bounce back down here. Look, I like this upward sloping 200-day moving average. So this is down on the day, 5.23%. It is down on the trade for Tracy, but we are right at a level where I'm interested in it. We have come back down, tested the 200-day moving average, and more importantly, the upward sloping 200-day moving average. If we are now below the 200, so I would not buy this, but this is a potential end of day trade for me. If it does close above the 200, this higher, it would be a higher low than this low and the large support of the 200-day moving average and MACD being positive, I would go ahead and buy it, but it has to prove itself, and it has to close above the 200-day moving average. So we'll see. DKNG. All right. Kamal bought DKNG a couple days ago at 57.13. It's 57.16. So it is up slightly on the day, and it is up slightly on the trade. So that's all that matters. Tracy. All right. Tracy and Paxton bought INDA, which is the India ETF Index Fund. V1 bounced near the 30. They bought at 39.56, had a huge move up. Friday, we closed below the previous day's low. They sold half and then up again today. So currently, this trade is up 4.68% from entry to current price. So congratulations there, Paxton, and congratulations there, Tracy. BA, Kamal bought BA, which is Boeing, at 236. It's currently 235.52, slightly down, slightly up on the day. It's up 0.5%, which is good, but slightly down on the trade. ELY is Frank. Frank had a really nice trade here on ELY at 27.75. It's currently 29.13. Nice little move up there, and it looks like Frank is currently up 4.77% on the trade. NVAX. Oi. All right. Don't feel too bad for Frank because he traded this nicely. It is down 18% today, but what Frank did, because he is a champion trader, bought at 135. It more than doubled. He sold 90% of his position after it more than doubled. Then it came back down. It swung up and it swung down. 5 days ago, we had this big up bar. He had 10% position left. What he did was he sold half, so he only has a 5%, which I'm really glad because today is pretty ugly, down 18.12%. But this has been a monster huge trade for Frank. Proud of you, Frank, and this is probably the biggest trade I've seen of the year. And RBLX, Tracy and Paxton bought RBLX at 74.80. It's currently 72 even, so it is down 3.32% on the day, and it is also down on the trade. And then lastly, I have PLTR. Gary, I don't know if you're still in this, bud. I didn't hear any comments from you on this, but I had you taking PLTR at 23.85 with the 520 crossover. It's currently 22.42, down 2.69% today. So down on the day, down on the trade, but I have a feeling Gary probably got out of at least half on Friday, but maybe you could just let me know. Okay. Lilia is here. Hi, Lilia. Nice to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hope the dogs are doing well. Lilia says, hi, Greg and everyone. Hello, Lilia. Nice to see you. Kamal has a cool little emoji there of a car and a CHKP. CHKP. Checkpoint software. Return to value. Sideways motion. Thing is, it's good sideways motion, but I don't see a trigger there, Kamal. I mean, There is a V2 if we want to get technical, but it really didn't wash out by a quarter ATR. And I think you know what I'm going to say. This big old bar here, Kamal, scares me, right? I mean, if we, I would imagine if we keep rallying, we rally right to about halfway there, and that might be it. But who knows? I mean, it could just go to all-time highs. I don't know, but I'm just looking at things in a probabilistic type of way. That's a tough one. And I think most likely the chances it will go to here and it will get stuck. And plus, you're kind of, we're trying to make things okay in our head by saying this is a V2, but it's really not a valid V2. So I'm not like a huge fan of that. Ava is here. Hi, Ava. Nice to see you. Hope you had a nice weekend. Ava wants to look at JWN. Nice higher low V2 Nordstrom. Wow, up 6% today. Beautiful V2. MACD's positive, under 50, over 50. Looks good. If we look at the weekly, has supported the 200-day below it. I kind of like that. I really do like that. The only thing for me, Ava, I'm a little persnickety with that kind of stuff, is this V2 is closing above the negative, above the 1 ATR channel. So, once we get to the one ATR channel or the second or the third, the higher we go up there, the more that rubber band pulls and wants to bring it back. I mean, this is a fractal also. We have a high with 2 lower highs to the left, a fractal with 2 lower highs to the right. So it is a fractal and a V2 after using sideways motion, under 50, over 50. It's not too bad. I mean, we could probably easily get up to here. And, if we look at the weekly, it's right in the value zone. But I think that's pretty good, Ava, honestly. I'm not going to take that, but I think that is actually really good on multiple time frames. Macy's, okay, so same thing, right? It's retail. There's a fractal there, V2. This one is extended even more than Nordstrom. This one has the 200-day moving average on the weekly above it, so I probably would like Nordstrom better because the 200 weekly is below it. Kamal wants to look at pets. All right, I have pets on the watch list. So they had earnings this morning, big bullish engulfing bar, under 30, over 30 with the V1, rejection of the negative 1 ATR channel. It's pretty good. If we look at the weekly, we're above the 200-day moving average as well. I like this. To be honest with you, I would be more interested in buying this at the end of the week if it closes above the 200-day. I think this first day here is a little bit chasey. It depends, right? What's your stop going to be? Is it going to be closed below halfway of the washout bar like so? Are you going to use the 30 RSI as your stop? Just my gut tells me it's chasey, but I could definitely see taking this trade as well. John Dakota, good to see you, John. Hope you are doing well. Let's take a look at Tesla. Yeah, you see, I have this line drawn here from earlier today. I was looking at Tesla. We have a V1. We are we have the big bar up. We're holding halfway of the big up bar. Well, technically it's a little bit below it now. I like the location of this. I was looking for an intraday trade on Tesla on the intraday bars based upon what the daily bars are. It did reject the 50 RSI. I mean, look, it wouldn't be the worst trade in the world like if you use that 50-day moving average as your stop. So, it rejected the 50. It also rejected the 50 SMA. It also rejected the 50 RSI. So, there's a mixed bag there. But from a strictly risk to reward ratio, like if you use that 50-day moving average with a close below that as your stop, it would give you a good risk to reward ratio, especially in the context of this hovering around 50% retracement from this big up bar. So we go up. You should hold about 50% of that level, and that's pretty much where we are right now. And so that 50 does offer a pretty good risk to reward ratio. Johnson says, an NVAX, again touching the 200-day moving average. I don't see it touching the 200. I see it touching possibly the 100. Is that what you're talking about, Johnson? Good to see you. Frank is here. Hi, Frank. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you had a good weekend. Thanks for everything you do for the channel. Love us as DNMR. DNMR. I got in under over 30. It has steadily gone down, but so far has held the 30 RSI. Where should the end of day stop be? Well, it's your choice. It's dealer's choice on that level. You could use the 200-day moving average as your end of day stop, or you could use the 30 RSI as your end of day stop. I mean, if we look here, tomorrow, the 30 RSI will be at about 22.16. So you've pretty much got a confluence there of the 200-day moving average and the 30 RSI. But looks like the 200 average would be a little closer stop, but it's up to you. There's pluses and minuses to both. I would probably use the 200-day, to be honest with you, Lava, because it held last time. Frank has a poem. Oh, it has the word volcano in it. This is going to be good. Let me paste this up here. How are we doing on time? All right, we're doing okay. All right, let's read the poem. When a volcano spews and rumbles, it's like a market about to tumble. How quickly stocks can stumble. Trade in a way you won't lose a bundle, for the market loves to take egos and make them humble. That is true. That is true. Life does that to us as well, doesn't it? Let's read it one more time. When a volcano spews and rumbles, it's like a market about to tumble. How quickly stocks can stumble. Trade in a way you won't lose a bundle, for the market loves to take egos and make them humble. And I might just point out here, if you ever catch yourself bragging to your friends about your trades, if you ever catch yourself telling people about your profit and loss and how good it is right now and how good it is this month or this day, take a little advice from me. That is close. You are currently close to a drawdown. Okay, not every time, but I've done this for so long that I've calibrated in these like small nuances. I have a friend, big money guy. When he calls me and tells me how well he's doing and he brags and brags and brags and brags about it, I just go, oh, thank you for that. That is an indication to me that I am going to lighten up on my positions. It's true. It really is true. So if you catch yourself calling people, explaining to them how well you're doing, that's probably some good insight for you right at that second to get a little humble before the market makes you humble. Make sense? Okay. All right. Well, let's run over here and let's see what Money Trade Edge, Better Thinking, Better Trading, has to say. I love this channel. He's over on Twitter. Money Trade Edge could be a woman. I don't know. I really don't know. It has a picture here. Oh, this is the guy from Billions, but we don't care if it's a guy or a girl because this is a great channel. And so I would subscribe. I would suggest subscribing, reading these posts. They're pretty succinct posts, but they mean a lot, and I really like them, and that's why I share them so much. Successful traders are amateur traders who didn't give up, right? You look at Steve Burns, you look at Mark Minervini, you look at these market wizards, right? They're like, I don't know if I'll ever get to where the level they're at. Well, they were once like you, everybody. They were once like you. I mean, I know Steve, for example, had points where he had 50%, 60% drawdowns in his accounts when he started. He does not do that now. I can promise you that, right? Mark Minervini doesn't do that now, but almost all successful traders, even market wizards, were once amateurs, had lots of mistakes, including myself. I can tell you that. I've had my fair share of mistakes in trading, but you can either quit or you can keep moving, and it can motivate you. But the point is, don't give up. And I'll also kind of dovetail and tie this in with position sizing. I've said this before, but listen, if you position size too large and you run into a big drawdown, you may blow up your account and you're done trading. How are you ever going to get good at trading if you don't have money where you can trade? How could somebody ever get good at tennis if someone took their tennis racket away? Or how could Tiger Woods have gotten good at golf if someone would have taken his golf clubs away? No way. It's the same thing in trading. Position size correctly, adjust for volatility. If you lose all your money, you cannot get good at trading. It's just right. I mean, it seems pretty obvious. Position size correctly, you're going to have losses, but keep the majority of your money so you don't destabilize your account, destabilize yourself psychologically. But the only way you get good at anything, tennis, guitar, trading, track and field, piano, whatever, is you have to do it. And the only way to do it is to stay in the game. And in stocks, it's in stock trading, it's staying in the game by keeping your capital, focusing on capital preservation, not making money, focusing on the risk. But successful traders are amateur traders who didn't give up. Remember that. So if any of you out there, if that's your goal in life, to become a market wizard, become a very successful, profitable trader, you can do it. Just make sure you keep your money just so you can get those reps under your belt. So thank you, Money Trade Edge over on Twitter. Go subscribe. It's a great channel. I look at this every day, and thank you for this post. It was helpful for me. As always, these posts are always helpful for me. You always teach what you need to learn the most, right? And so this helps me as well, and I hope it helped you. Yuvar says, hello, everyone. Good to see you, Yuvar. Hope you're having a good day. Yuvar said, PQG RSI cross and SMA 200 rejected. All right, well, let's take a look. PQG. Yeah, it looks like it has earnings. I don't know if earnings were this morning, Yuvar, or were they afternoon. That's one thing you definitely want to know. I mean, yeah, you could buy this right now if earnings were this morning, but if they're this afternoon, I would not buy this. But it is a good deep dip by confluence with basically a bounce at the 200-day and an under 30 over 30. But please confirm whether or not earnings are this morning or whether they were this afternoon. If they were this morning, then you have them behind you, and you could go ahead and buy this if you wish. But if they're this afternoon, I would not get in front of that. All right, Steve Burns is here. Good to see you, Steve. Hope you are having a good day. Hope you and the dogs and Holly are all doing well. Thank you for coming by. It's always an honor and a privilege, and thank you for everything that you do for this channel, Steve. John Dakota says eBay would have been a great trade. Oh, I think a couple of us had eBay trade. Oh, snap. Yes, you're right. I think Mamal had eBay the last time we got to the 200-day. Yeah, she bought it here, right? And had a great trade. And you're exactly right, John. It would have had a deep dip rejection, it looks like, of the 30 RSI and of the 200-day moving average, and had a huge move up today. Good find on that, and good analysis for sure. All right, so before I start taking a look at new trades, let's see what's happening with the current trades. AGQ doing great, up 8.3% today on the weekly trade. So on the weekly bars, this looks fantastic. Nothing to do. Budweiser looking great. This is up about 12%. Nothing I'm going to have to do here till the end of the month. Goldman Sachs, of course, doing fine. I'm in trailing stop mode, but we don't look like we're going to be closing below the previous day's low or the 5 EMA. JetBlue, not doing so hot tamale. I am going to have to definitely sell JetBlue today. Take the loss. CarMax, doing great. 3 profit targets today in trailing stop mode. Doesn't look like I'm going to have to do anything there. Netflix, with the deep dip buy and V1 rejection of the 200, slightly underwater on the trade at the moment. Just slightly underwater, but my level is the 250, so that looks fine. SPY, great overnight SPY trade. I'll be taking this again today at the close. And then UNG, doing pretty good, up 1.14% on the first day of the monthly trade. All right, let's take a look at some potentials here. All right, well, listen, here is Twitter. Of course, they got hammered on earnings. Look at this big, huge gap. I am really looking to buy Twitter with a rejection of this 200-day. We're at 29.20, so we are under 30 RSI. We possibly could close back above it. That would also be legitimate under over 30, but I like confluences better. I'm just going to watch this. I mean, look, this could close over 30 and it might just rally on up and I'll miss the whole thing, but that's fine. But, you know, just looking at this in my experience, I would feel better if we rejected the 200-day moving average and I got a better risk to reward. So that is what I'm going to wait on Twitter. I am not going to buy it today, even if it closes above the 30 RSI. JCOM. Well, earlier in the day, it was a false breakout to the downside and a V2 and a 520 crossover, but now it is nothing. You're something, JCOM. I didn't mean it that way. But as far as signals go, there is not a V2, it untriggered, and the 520 crossover has not. Earlier in the day, I had a 520 crossover and a V2 and a false breakout downside, blah, 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 right? But I'm not going to buy this here currently as it is. I want to have that confluence of the V2 and the 520 crossover. CGC, all right. Well, I've been looking at CGC to buy CGC here. If it closes above the 200-day moving average while MACD is positive and this upward sloping 200, I would buy it. But as it is right here, right now, I am not going to buy this unless it closes back above the 200. 200 right now is 25.61. So, I mean, it certainly could. But if it did, I would buy that there. Pets, we talked about this. I mean, this is the bullish engulfing bar. It's nice V1, rejection of the negative third ATR channel after earnings. I'm just going to let this one go. I don't know why. I'm just going to. My gut when I looked at this earlier was I think I could buy this on the weekly if it closed above the 200. But right now, I just think it's a little extended. I have a feeling it's going to backfill, but who knows? It could just go rocketing up, and that's fine too. CCL, I don't see anything here. We have the big down bar. We're stuck right about halfway. Doesn't surprise me. STRA, looks like we went under 30, over 30. Only 133,000 shares traded. That's not enough for me. QDEL. False breakout to the downside in the V2. It's not too bad. I would rather buy this on the weekly with the rejection of the 200-day moving average. VIRT, V1 currently, but rejection of the 50-day moving average. I don't see anything I like there. GILD. Nice V2, but it's just extended at this point. You know, your stop would be here, halfway to the washout bar, right about here. You know, can you go from here to here as your stop? Could you go twice that to the upside? Probably not. Not with the resistance of this high of this previous range here. The time to have bought GILD obviously was on Friday, right? You know, hate to quote obvious things here with you, but you know, it did intraday reject the 200-day moving average on this deep dip buy and offered a good risk to reward ratio, and it would have paid off. But I wouldn't be chasing it here. BIIB, big, strong, clean close above the 200-day moving average. Also triggered a fractal. Here's a high, two lower highs to the left. Here's a high, two lower highs to the right. Did break out over here. Pretty strong actually, but again, the risk to reward level from here down to the 200 is too far for me. BDX is a V2 in the value zone, but there is no sideways motion. We just came down, washed out, triggered the V2. I don't think this one's going to go far, honestly, but I could be wrong, but I'm certainly not going to buy it. TRIP was a V2 earlier and a false breakout the downside. A lot of selling at the top there. I wouldn't buy that. Hawaiian Holdings. MACD went positive, no crossover. I really don't see anything there either. CLNE. No. Sprouts Fresh Market. Well, it's not too bad. This is a higher low V2. Here's day 1. Day 2 thoroughly washed out day 1. Day 3 certainly closing above day 1's close. We're closing above the 50 RSI. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly, a little high, but did keep the 5 EMA. That one's, you know what? That's actually, it's not too bad. Probably the best of the day, to be honest with you, the way that I'm looking at this here. So let me write that down. All right, let me do a little math. I'm taking my maximum allowed loss. I'm divided by the value of the 2 ATR. Tells me to buy the correct amount of shares. It is pretty strong. You know, is there a run up into earnings? It's possible. It's very likely we could get up to here or back up to here. Yeah, I think I'd like CGC. I like that a lot too, but right now it is closing below the 200. Pets has gone negative. Sprouts Fresh Market really looks like the best one to me so far today. All right, JetBlue definitely looks like it's on the get rid of list today. So I'm going to put Sprouts Fresh Market here. All right, I'm going to get rid of JetBlue. Take my lumps on that one. But luckily there were more winners than losers, so it's nice when you can run the table with all positions, but not to be today. So I did go ahead. I got out of JetBlue. Steve says SPCE very sold, but under the 30 RSI. Yeah, and they have earnings too, right, Steve? I think I was looking at this earlier. Yeah, we have earnings tomorrow. I don't know if they're in the morning. Double bottom bullish divergence over under 30, but earnings are tomorrow, so I think I'm just going to have to let that one go. But yeah, double bottom with the bullish divergence here. Yep, and it tested the negative third ATR channel, but down 9.16% today. Steve, do you know if SPCE earnings are tomorrow afternoon or are they in the morning? Does anyone have any idea? Let's take a look at our old friend VIX. Yeah, just kind of hanging off of its lows for sure. Oh, thank you, Gary. Earnings move 510. Okay, well, that changes things then. Still under 30 RSI, however. Looks like the NASDAQ is picking up some steam to the downside. Okay. Sprouts Fresh Market, still my favorite. Think what I'm going to do on Sprouts Fresh Market, I'm going to buy a half a position. That makes sense. It is a little extended, so I'm going to take my regular position. I'm going to buy a half position. If it backfills, hold some things, I might add the second half. So I'm going to buy half position today on Sprouts Fresh Market with this higher low V2. With the thought of hopefully running into earnings, we'll see. But again, this is going to be a halfie. All right, and I just bought that. Look at Apple, back in the value zone, back where we want it. All right, so I did get rid of JetBlue. I bought Sprouts Fresh Market, and I will be buying the overnight SPY trade. Ooh, I better check here. ALK was looking pretty good earlier. I'm going to have to sell half of ALK because it's rejected the 50. See, it's 49.58, so I'm going to have to sell half for Bruce. 3:30. Okay. 5 minutes to go, everybody. Gary, if you're out there, we were talking about something good to look for to sell some puts on, or to sell puts, not buy puts. But I kind of like Twitter down here at about $45, maybe for some cash secured puts. We'll see if it holds the 200-day moving average, but yeah, you know, I like to look for big companies that have just got clobbered, and then, you know, I mean, if I sold these at $45, that would still give me 17% protection from where we are here. And I looked at the premiums, and it's about 6%, I believe. This was earlier this morning, so I can't remember, but about 6% as far as the annualized premium goes, which is pretty nice, you know. Steve says TrendSpider still shows SPC tomorrow, but no time. Curaleaf 520 crossover 2, but too chasey. What's the symbol on Curaleaf, Dan? Doesn't look like CGC. Oh, it could. It could close over the 200, but I don't know. It's right there, right now, right this second. But I already bought Sprouts Fresh Market, so I'll just leave that one alone. All right, a couple minutes to go. CURLF. CURLF. I don't have that one. I don't have that one available. Sorry. Lova says CIN now looks bad now. It came back down halfway the previous bar. Paxton says, okay, I'll get you out of all that, but we hit 2 profits targets today on INDA. Excellent. Fantastic. Way to go. I'm glad you got those in there. I'm glad you got them in the system. Glad they hit. Really good. All right, we've got 1 minute till close. And I'm all taken care of except for overnight SPY trade. ALK still under 50 for Bruce. Okay, that's correct move there. Okie dokie, Smokey. All right, let's see where all this. Let's see. So I bought SPY at 418.20, and I bought Sprouts Fresh Market at 26.54. And I did get rid of JetBlue. It closed below halfway the washout bar, so I'm out of JetBlue. Sprouts Fresh Market, I bought at 26.54. Okay, be nice if we had if we moved up tomorrow and brought some 520 buyers in. That would be good. Don't know if that's going to happen, but it would be good. And then SPY, bought the overnight SPY trade at 418.20. All right, good. So pretty decent day all the way around. More winners than losers, and good day trading day on Apple. So listen, if any of my students have any new entries or exits they'd like me to update on the board, please go ahead, put them in the chat right now, and I will get those all taken care of. Before I get to that, just 3 quick pieces of business. Number 1, just want to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I teach an entire course, a 15-hour course, 5 sessions. Each session is 3 hours, and I teach you step by step in each one of those sessions one of the 5 trading approaches that I use. So there's 5 of them. We spend each lesson on one of them. When we get done with 5, we'll be done with all of them, but I teach you step by step exactly how to use these approaches: position size, emergency stop, end of day stop, profit targets, key resistance levels, trailing stop levels. We talk a lot about trader psychology. We do a lot of simulation trades. I teach you the lesson. I have you teach it back to me. I ask you a lot of questions to see if you're comprehending and making sure that you're catching on. And then when I feel like you've got it, then you drive. We go through charts day by day by day. We look for trades. I put you in the driver's seat. You're the one calling out whether we're in, whether we're still in, if there's a change, what we're doing. And I mean, it's like you get years worth of trading doing this. So it's a great course. I know you'll be a better trader when you are finished. You know, I had a great lesson this Sunday with a new student of mine, Pierto, in Australia. He did excellent, Pierto. So if you're out there, excellent job. Great working with you. Congratulations on waking up at 6 in the morning to take your first lesson, but you do great, and I'm looking forward to our next lesson. But you know, if you're interested in this course, it is $1,750, but it is worth every penny. I promise you. I've really turned out some great traders, and I know you're going to be a good trader, and you're going to have a lot of tools at your disposal and be able to look at the market in different ways. So if you're interested, the email to get a hold of me is in the description of this video. Just send me an email, say, Greg, I'm interested in possibly taking the one-on-one course. I'll get back to you. I'll say, let's set up a Skype call. I want to learn more about you and your trading, your goals, your trading challenges. It's a great time for you to ask me questions about the course. After the call, you can think about it as long as you want. And then if you decide it's something that seems good to you, that makes sense, just get a hold of me and we'll get it scheduled and we will get rolling. Number 2, I do have a new online course on udemy.com. The link is in the description. It's the deep dip buy stock trading strategy. It's a great strategy. And this is a very affordable course. It's like $12 to $15 on udemy.com. But it's not a rinky-dink course. It's 9.5 hours. I teach you step by step how to use that course. I've gotten a lot of great reviews. I've gotten a lot of good feedback on there. So if you're interested, just click the link in the description, buy the course, and it's great. And one of the nice things is, you know, if you have any questions while you're taking the course, then you have me here in the live stream. Just ask me a question, and I'll do my very best to answer the question and show you up on the screen to illustrate. And then number 3, if you like today's podcast, I really would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It does help to build the channel, keep the channel around, lets YouTube know that there's, you know, valuable content here so that they can get out and share it more and promote it more and keep the channel going. So if you did like something today or any time in the past, you know, if you could hit the thumbs up button before you boogie on out of here, I would really appreciate that. Okay. All right. Those are all my business things to take care of. Let's see about some other things to take care of. All right. Okay. So Paxton and Tracy are out of JetBlue Airways. CGC also out of CGC. Yeah, well, good. It's no fun. It was profitable, but it did close below the 200-day. Hey, I'll be looking at this again tomorrow for if it possibly moves up to get back in. RBLX. Okay, good. You know, losing trades, but good trade. Good trade, Tracy and Paxton, really. You followed your plan. So JetBlue, CGC, CEIN. That's not CEIN. Is that the right symbol? Oh, CIEN. Yeah. Okay. Good. Good risk to reward ratio. And Sprouts Fresh Market. Well, it's back over and Paxton's in. I'm getting into. Okay, good, Lova. Gary says half in pets. All right, and I'm also going to note that I bought half here as well. Okay, yeah, I figured you got a PLTR, Gary. Good job. David is also an SFN. I didn't get into pets. That was Sprouts Fresh Market. I got into pets. All right. All right. And then David is also in pets. Okay. I mean, Sprouts Fresh Market. Jonathan is also. David says, Greg, I did not get the plan for Bud. Okay. So the plan for Budweiser is I am getting out before earnings. I mean, it's up. You know, it's up nicely, right? I mean, it's up 11.8%, but earnings on my chart here are on the 6th. So I'll hold it for a couple more days and then I will get out of it. Even though it's a monthly bar, I'm still going to adhere to not holding through earnings. Does that make sense, Dave? Kamal says, no trades. Have a great day. Thumbs up. Thank you, Kamal. Thank you, Kamal. I'm going to call you later. I watched something I want to discuss with you. But thank you, Bud. Frank says, no trades. Great. David is out of JetBlue. Yeah, JetBlue is a stinker, man. But you never know, right? We just make our best guess. But look, lots more gainers than losers today. That's the important part. It's like a garden, everybody. You got to keep that garden free of weeds. And weeds in this case are losing trades. Winners in this winners in the garden are your vegetables and your flowers. Let those grow. Don't mess with them if they're doing well, but get those weeds, get those losing trades out of there quickly. So that you know, if you have a whole, if all your positions are red, it's a bad sign, right? A lot of weeds in your garden. How do you kill your garden? You let the weeds take over. You know, ideally you should be looking at your positions and you should be getting rid of the red ones, keeping the green ones. You know, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One of them's red. Well, JetBlue was as well. But why am I keeping this one? Why am I keeping the red? Greg, you just said to get rid of the reds. Well, it's still in the money on the trade, and it's still holding my stop loss, right? My end of day stop loss. David says, yes, sir. Thanks. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you, David. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So if anybody has any other questions, type them in the chat. I'm happy to answer them. Real quick, just want to read this like I do every day. If we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. This is by Martin Kornfeld. Let's go out and do this, everybody. We talk about it, but let's put it into action. Let's really do it. Let's go out, do something nice for another human being. Help them with their groceries. Help them with the door. Pick something up if they lost it. Give them directions up on the trail on a daily basis like I do, right? Also, if you run across an animal, just give some kind words to it. Give it a little scratch on the head, give it a little treat. If you're able, if you have a pet, take it on a walk. Just do a nice thing for a human, do a nice thing for an animal as well. It will make their day, and it should make your day also. All right. Jonathan says, cheers, guys. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. What's going on in after hours? Silver's down a little bit. Budweiser's unchanged. The Dow is down. Goldman Sachs is up 70 cents. CarMax is up $3. Is that right? That looks like a crazy bid to ask spread. Netflix is up a little bit. That's good. Sprouts Fresh Market, unchanged. SPY, down 20 cents. VIX, up a little bit. All right. Well, if anybody has any other questions, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. I really am. We'll give a few minutes and see if anybody has one, but in advance, have a good rest of your day, and I appreciate you being here, and I hope you're doing well, and I hope you have a safe day, and you drive safe, and you're polite, and you do some nice things for other people. Lova says, I hope running across an animal is different than running over an animal. Yeah, I said that incorrectly. If you come across an animal, I thought exact same thing, Lova, when I said it. Yeah, don't run across an animal. Don't run over an animal. But if you come across an animal or meet on the path of life, help them out, do something nice. But you're right. You got me. Definitely got me on a technicality there, Lova, for sure. Hey, should we look at Bitcoin? Well, so Bitcoin did hold that negative third ATR channel. Let me moved up nicely. We're stuck about where I kind of thought we would here. We're at 53.02, so we're higher than I thought when we get. We have closed above the 50-day moving average. We are holding the 50 RSI. That's good. If I was a Bitcoin trader at this point, I'd either wait for a crossover or I'd wait for a pullback, giving me a higher low V1 or V2 with rejection of the -1 ATR channel. That's how I would do it. Kuda, hey, Kuda says, thanks, Greg. Coming with questions tomorrow. Haha. Thanks for sharing all this premium content. It really means a lot. You are certainly welcome, Kuda, and thank you for coming. And you asked earlier, hey, does this only work on stocks? Does it only work on Forex? If you have a good trading system with good trading principles and good risk to reward ratio, strong support, it doesn't matter what you traded on. And it doesn't matter what time frame you traded on. That's what's called being robust. A robust trading approach will work on any time frame and any market. So yes, I'm happy to answer your questions tomorrow, Kuda. Okay. Well, I think that's it, everyone. Take care of yourself, all right? And we shall see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and Forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.